Good morning, David.
Good morning, Karat.
Tell us, why is emotional intelligence important in risk management?
Emotional intelligence is a term that's been used quite widely in the last 10 or 15 years. Not everybody is quite sure what it means, so perhaps we should define it first, and then we'll understand why it's important. The simplest explanation of emotional intelligence is to say that it has two steps in each of two dimensions. The first dimension is me, and the second dimension is others. The first step is awareness, and the second step is modification. So it starts with self-awareness, me being aware of myself. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What's going on inside my gut, my emotions, my mind, my thought processes, my values and my biases and perceptions? What's happening to me and why? And the second thing is to say, if that's appropriate, that's fine, but if it's not appropriate, then I need to be able to change my internal environment. To say, in this interview situation, I'm feeling nervous and worried and concerned, and maybe I'm not doing a good job and I don't look very good, very nice, and then I can't perform well. So if I'm feeling nervous, then I need to relax, modify myself, just take a breath, think clearly that actually, nothing can go wrong, it's a safe environment, I want to be talking to you about this. And so I reduce my level of anxiety myself, I can moderate myself. And emotional intelligence starts with being aware of myself and having the ability to moderate myself in both my attitudes and my feelings. The second dimension is you or other people, and it involves the same two steps, me becoming aware of other people and how other people are feeling. Are you comfortable in this situation? Are you feeling a little unwell, and so maybe you don't really want to be here? You're thinking about your children at home who are a little bit unwell too, and so that's just making you a little bit on edge and distracted. Maybe I can help you with that. So the first is to become aware of other people as individuals and of groups, and then to help them to moderate their own internal environment and feel differently. So to help you feel at ease, to focus you on the things that we're doing today and not on what might be happening at home. These are things that I can help you with if I'm aware of them. So emotional intelligence is about self-awareness and self-moderation, and others' awareness and others' moderation. And behind each of those four steps, there's a whole range of techniques and ways that we can approach it. Now, why does that matter for risk? We talked earlier about attitudes. We could be risk-averse or risk-seeking or risk-tolerant, and various degrees of that, and sometimes that's appropriate and sometimes it isn't. Yeah. We talked about values and belief systems influencing those attitudes, and so we have a risk preference which says when there's a risky situation, I will naturally tend to be, for example, risk-averse. I'm uncomfortable with uncertainty. What I need to do is, in terms of emotional intelligence, know myself well enough to say, I'm feeling really uncomfortable in this situation and it's making me risk-averse. If I think that's inappropriate, it's not going to help me in the situation, then I need to have the ability to change myself in terms of choosing a different attitude. So the emotional intelligence side for myself is recognizing the drivers of my risk attitude, and if it's taking me in the wrong direction, to go somewhere different. And then in terms of leadership skills or being part of a group or a team, and it may not actually be the leader, it could be anybody in a team, to become aware of how other people are feeling in a risky situation. And then if that's not appropriate, if it's stopping us do what we want to do, to help them to actually change their attitudes as well. So if I'm facilitating a risk workshop and I come into the workshop and I perceive that people are nervous about their own positions and they think if they identify risks, people will think that that they're stupid or they're not doing their job well, and that's inhibiting them from identifying risks. Yeah. If I perceive that and I'm aware of it, then I can help them to change that and to see that we identify risks in order to help the project succeed or to help the business make a better decision. And so I can help them to moderate their own attitudes as part of the risk workshop. So these things are important in terms of understanding ourselves and others and where we're driven to perceive risk in a particular way, and then helping ourselves and other people also to moderate those attitudes to lead us to a better place where we can manage risk more effectively.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.